Hi everyone. So Diablo 4 season patch 2.4.0 PTR is posted today, and there are some big changes that it's going to happen for the next season, which is basically the rework for the Infernal Hordes. So I'm going to briefly discuss. I'm not going to discuss deeply on the other classes because the main class that I'm playing for Diablo 4 is the Necromancer. So I'm just gonna go over more on the seasonal mechanics. So what are the new changes? What are the new events? And then I'm gonna discuss more deeper on the Necromancer skills and updates on its skills and items, and we're just gonna go over, I would say, like briefly, what are the changes on the other classes, and I will be posting the link on the season 10 patch notes for 2.4.0 PTR. So the PTR is going to happen on Tuesday. It's going to be live on Tuesday, which will be running for a week. So I think that is we know that already. And for those who doesn't know, basically it's like a 1 week event that people will be playing the game. So we will be expecting bugs. We'll be giving feedback to the developers to ensure that when the season 10 is launched, there will be no more, as much as possible, bugs are fixed and some other problems, and hopefully there will be some improvements on some of the skills as well. So season 10 is the rework for the Infernal Hordes. So the Infernal Hordes are now refined. So I believe they are now balancing the offerings. So I think in my opinion, when you play the Infernal Hordes, it is, you are always going after with the Hellborn boons, because that is the one that will really scale the your accumulation of the Burning Ether. So I think they're gonna rework this so that so you'll get, so the other offerings will have a more rewarding, and then they're also adding new mechanics, and they're adding more volume to the Infernal Hordes for each wave. And now every start of the Infernal Hordes, they're now introducing this new Infernal offering. I believe these are the Fell Council, Chaos monsters. I think this is like a wave of monsters for each wave, like they're gonna appear from time to time during each wave. I think this will add also volume on the monsters on your run. Excuse me. And then I think this is like a buff. So this is like a permanent. Either you'll get a Fell Council, a Chaos monster, or a Chaos waves. We'll have to check whether these three is like an additional it is an additional boons, or this is because according to the statement here, this is you'll start with an infernal offering immediately. So I would say this is like a permanent buff. If you get the chaos monster, so each wave you will get this some wave of additional chaos monsters. So that's the chaos monsters, and then you have this chaos wave. So you have this those worms. I remember in StarCraft 2, you called it the Nidus worms, where the Zergs are coming out from the ground. And then there's now a new boss other than the Fell Council. So we have an opportunity to fight this new boss called Bartuk, the Warlord of Blood. So we can choose to fight him instead rather than the Fell Council. So I think it says here you can choose to risk your hard-earned ether and throw down against the insidious reborn Bartuk. So I think we're gonna pay. So we're gonna check whether this is going to be at the start, like when you start or enter the field of the Infernal Hordes. Will there be gonna an altar that you're going to choose whether you're gonna pay? Or I think before you enter the Infernal Horde, the Fell Council arena, so probably there will be like some kind of an altar for you to choose whether you want to fight Bartuk or just go ahead and open the arena, and then you're gonna fight the Fell Council. And then they call it the Fleeting Hordes. The way I understand this is a pre-torment tiers. So in pre-torment tiers, you will have we will have an access for the so-called fleeting hordes. Um, it didn't say here whether it is going to be like, for example, when is it going to be dropping on nightmare dungeons, or when you open the whisper caches between normal to penitent difficulty, that you can get these fleeting hordes. It's like, I think it's like a compass that you can have the chance to play the Inferno Hordes, but it has only a 4 wave. I think this is a depending on how much monsters, if they're increasing the density of the monster of the fleeting hordes of the infernal hordes, then I think this is now a good way for you to level up your character as you level up from level 1 to 60. So this is also another good way for you to level up your character. So yeah, here Bartuk beckons. So now we have the chance to fight him, and then each member of your party will need to spend either to fight the infamous Viserai. So I think this is another version of Bartuk that you can play with a party or just between you and him. It says here the first player, it's just explained here that the first player who chooses sets the decision of the rest of the party. So whatever whoever spend the ether, so whatever it will be I think it will be the party leader who will make the decision for the rest of the party. I think like choosing the boons and banes or whatever that we're gonna choose there if you're in a party. So this one is the one that I'm most excited about. The Harness Entropy with Chaos Armor. Now, if we take a look closer here on the item, so they are now introducing a new higher form of gear, which is the Chaos item. Now, the Chaos item, according to their explanation, the Chaos item is always having 1 GA, like similar to the Ancestral item. But the difference is, this unique item, this Chaos item, is a form of a unique item that is now located on the helm, chest, gloves, pants, and boots, and it always have a maximum roll of the unique power. So in this example, for example, typically the Banished Lord Talisman is only when you loot. Basically, the Banished Lord Talisman is an amulet. Now, if you have the chance to loot a gloves, there is a high chance that you can get a unique item on the gloves that is not located on the glove, if that makes sense. I'll give you an example. For example, I think they mentioned the example here. We can go over to, so they explain it here. So the Chaos Armor is going to appear only on the helm, chest, gloves, pants, and boots. This makes sense because, for example, in the case of the Vanished Lord Talisman, this is an amulet. Now imagine this amulet is on your chest plate, on your chest. So you can use an ancestral legendary item, and you can still temper 2 affixes that you want, and then you can add another aspect that you really need. So basically, you are having this unique offensive power that is on your armor, because technically our armor, except for the mythic items, the armor only contains like defensive mechanics. They don't have offensive powers, unlike the I would say the intelligence that gives some multiplier damage on your skill. So that is the good thing about the Chaos, and you can only wear, if you have a Banished Lord Talisman gloves, for example, you can no longer wear a Banished Lord Talisman amulet. So you can only equip one type of that unique armor, unique item, of of the chaos version of that particular unique. So yeah, like what they said, for the Fist of Fate drop has a helm instead of gloves, right? So at least you can add another aspect or offensive aspect, tempering affix, offensive aspect on your gloves to scale your damage even further. And I will explain later why I'm so excited about this chaos item, because this now opens up a new variety of builds that it will make our builds more efficient, especially for the necromancer. So I believe so. These are the following unique items that will have a chaos version. So the Banished Lord Talisman, Crown of Lucian, Endurant Faith. Now, for the example, for the Crown of Lucian, if you are efficient on casting your core skill without having the struggle for the essence or your resource, then you can use a Crown of Lucian. If you find, say, on the boots, then now you can use your if you have for example, the Air of Perdition, right? So you have now an offensive unique power on your boots, and then now you can still wear the Air of Perdition to give you an additional damage boost. So yeah, here are the list of the general uniques that will have a chaos version. So here is for the Barbarian, the Druid, Necromancer, Rogue, Sorcerer, and Spiritborn. Now, for the Necromancer, of all of these unique items that were listed here that has a chaos version, for me, the one that I'm really excited about to have this unique item on our gear is this one, because this one has the affix says that it's not really going to help you scale your damage if you're wearing this one. Yeah, you have this convenience of auto casting your corpse, your tendrils, your raised skeleton, but the tempering the affix says it's better to use other even legendary ring to really increase your damage, and then you can just manually cast your corpse explosion or corpse tendrils or your raised skeleton to get the buff or to cast their skill. So imagine this Ring of Sacrilegious Soul. Now, what I'm really excited about this, imagine the Ring of Sacrilegious Soul if we find a chaos item, say on the pants or let's say on the boots. Alright, so you have the Ring of Sacrilegious Soul. On this Season 9, I was trying to create and try to play the build called the Corpse Explosion, using the Army of the Dead. And it really struggles a lot, especially on producing the corpse. And imagine that you can use the Decompose to produce more corpse. Having the Ring of the Sacrilegious Soul on your gear, on your armor gear, to auto-cast the Corpse Explosion. And then you can just keep casting the Army of the Dead, picking up those blood orbs to reset the cooldown of the Army of the Dead through the fast blood aspect. And then let the Sacrilegious Soul keep on casting the Corpse Explosion while your Army of the Dead is producing the corpse, while you're using the Decompose to keep on producing the corpse. And later on, there is a seasonal mechanic that improves the rate of the corpse production of the Decompose. So this is really an exciting, like for example, even this Lidless Wall. Now you can place it on one of your gear, then you can use a two-handed sword to increase your damage. And then another thing, the Black River, we can place it on our gear, use a two-handed weapon to really scale the damage of our Corpse Explosion. And then another thing, the Morta Crux. Morta Crux has a high ranks on Hewed Flesh. We can place it on one of our gear using the Hull from Below on our gloves. Then we can wear the Black River. Now we have this, we can upgrade the level of the Hewed Flesh so that we can produce more corpse when we use this Corpse Explosion. So it's really so I'm really excited on, I believe a lot of players are excited for this new changes, and I believe this is not a seasonal mechanic. This is now a new system in the game wherein most of the unique items that were listed here are going to be a chaos item. And not only that, the chaos item always have a high roll of the unique power. And not only that, the unique power is more potent by 20% of the maximum unique power of the unique item. Like in this case of the Banished Lord Talisman, so this is 60. So now if it's a chaos item, it is now 72. So that is 20% more than the regular version of that unique. So that is good, right? So yeah, these are the uniques. I think not all of the uniques. Like for example, I don't see here the you know what I'm excited about? Supposedly the blade, the Sanguivore Blade of Zir. So imagine if we can place it on the armor, then we can use a two-handed weapon to release. Oh, not only that. Imagine if we can use if that Sanguivore Lord of the Sanguivore Blade of Zir is also part of this chaos item. We can place it on one of our gear, and that will still increase the ranks of our minions if you're playing the Hand of Nuz, the Arc of Mages, the Archmages, or if you're playing the Golem. That will increase the ranks of the minions that you're playing. But apparently, it's not here. So I would say it is not. It's not yet ready. So we'll see. And then besides the rework on the Infernal Hordes, so they have this Seal Chaos Rifts. These Chaos Rifts are going to appear on Nightmare Dungeon, on Helltide, and yeah, I think here in Chaos Rifts, they appear on Nightmare Dungeons. So I believe they also have these rifts have the chance to spawn or to drop these chaos items. It says here. Of course, in Torment difficulty. So yeah, that is really exciting as you play on the Helltide. So more monsters and then more chances that you can get this encounter this chaos rifts, and then yeah, we can get those chaos items. And then now we have they call it the wield the chaos perks. So this is a new powers that we'll be having on season 10. So there's a unique chaos power, and then there's 3 slots which you can there's magic, rare, legendary, and unique powers. Now what also excites me on these new powers, they are more better unique they are better powers compared to the previous season. And the unique powers, some of them are tailored specifically to a certain class, and we will go over with those perks. For now, we're just gonna browse, and then we're just gonna go over with those. I think once they have released the final patch notes, then we can thoroughly discuss and then make an updated video regarding this mechanic. So basically, here we can browse that. I think there's a certain here that like for example, this basic skill guaranteed to critical strike, then and overpower. So now your basic skills has a guarantee to overpower also using that power. Rare, this one core skill increased damage. So more on increased damage. It's more on increasing your damage with regards to this new powers here. And then some utilities like cooldowns, and then of course the uniques, the unique powers. I believe they're also giving some increased damage. And here more life, more overpower damage. That is good. And then here, the following are class-specific chaos perks. So for Barbarian, you have this. So you have this All of them are giving you an increased damage. Necromancer, Rogue, Sorcerer, and the Spiritborn. So, for the Necromancer, this is also very exciting. Like, see this? The warriors now also use the Reap. The Reap basic skill that deals up to 150 of the normal damage in addition to their regular attacks. If you want to play the warriors using the Reap, which is, I think we have a new gloves. I think we have a new gloves dedicated for using a basic skill. And then we have this, the rare chaotic power. Your damage over time effects have a chance equal to your critical strike chance to deal 50 to 100% increased damage. This is very good when you're playing the with your corruption damage along with your Shadowblight key passive. Defile the dead. You can consume the corpse twice. So remember, with the Sacrilegious Soul, now the Sacrilegious Soul, I would say it will consume 2 corpse also. And then dealing 200 to 400 shadow damage. And if we're using the plague corpse tendrils, the plague, the blighted corpse explosion, so that will increase our damage again. And then the unique, your base core skills are now empowered as ultimate skills, cost no essence, but have a 30 to 20 second cooldown. Your ultimate skills are now altered to also be a core skills and have no cooldown but cost 70 to 50 essence. And I believe if you're wearing the what is that, the Ring of the Starry Skies, and then you can spam your ultimate skill. Like, I don't know what other classes that have a good ultimate skill. Now they can utilize their ultimate skill, and then they can use this unique, so that their ultimate skill is now their like core skill that they can cast all the time. But I don't know if this is gonna be overpowered, but we'll see. So those are also the unique chaos powers for the other classes. So unique items. So barbarians, so they have their own new unique item. Druid as well. And then Necromancer, the Rogue, the Sorcerer, and the Spiritborn. Sorry. So for the Necromancer, we have this new unique focus. So the unique focus is giving our basic skill to deal double damage. So, and then here our basic skills are empowered, and then depending on what are the basic skill that we are using. So this is the one I'm talking about. The Decompose now produces corpse for every 0.5 seconds. So meaning 2 corpse for every second. So this is very good for if you're using, I don't know if this is going to be viable for our build for the corpse explosion, because we will be needing the howl from below. But I believe having the Ring of the Sacrilegious Soul on our armor gear is a game changer for, I believe, for any build of Necromancer. For those who are a build that doesn't have the ability to auto-consume corpse, like for example, even the Shadowblight build, right? You're still casting your corpse explosion. Now you can just keep spamming your blight, and then just casting your I don't think we're using corpse tendrils. Are we using corpse tendrils? I can't remember. I think we're still using the corpse tendrils, but we don't have to worry about. No, I think I'm not using the corpse tendrils. Just pure darkness skills, and then we can just keep spamming the blight continuously while our Ring of Sacrilegious unique power on our armor is now auto-casting the corpse explosion for us. That is good. That is very good. So features offered for testing. So MRAC will be there. So at the start of the PTR, so we can get all the items so that we can test them early on the PTR. Same thing, I believe. Generic uniques are now always ancestral. Now includes the Hand of Naz unique, Paragon. I wonder. I think seasonal grant chaos armor. So okay, that is good. So now we can test if the ring, the sacrilegious soul unique power as a chaos item is going to really efficient on our gear. Of course, we're gonna lose intelligence, some life, some armor tempering affix, but I think we can still manage. As necromancer, we can increase our intelligence to increase our resistances, and then if we need more armor, then we can just place in some skull gem on our jewelry to increase our armor. Again, how to provide feedback. We can provide the feedback on the forums or on the PTR. How to install the PTR. We can install the PTR, I believe, ahead of time. We can already download the PTR so that we can jump in right away on the PTR when it's live on Tuesday. So PTR patch notes. So Vessel of Hatred. So here it is for the Spirit Born. So for the unique power, unique skills. Okay, I'm not familiar with the other classes. Again, I'm just gonna focus on the Necromancer. But again, if you want to check on the class that you're playing, you can feel free to check the link which I'll be providing on the description box below, so you can check it out. What are the new updates for the season 10 of Diablo 4? So again, Barbarian, Necromancer, Druid, and then Necromancer. We already aware about the new unique focus for the basic skills. We can get this from Varshan and Urivar, so that is very good. You can get it early on the lesser layer bosses. So you also have for the Rogue, for the Sorcerer. Then balance updates. Barbarian, so I believe we have, I don't know what they have removed there. So they have increased the range of the kick. I think that is also a bonus. You have an increase there. And then some changes on your legendary aspects, your unique items. Then your Paragon board. Same thing with the Druid. So there were some decrease and increase on your some of your skills. Some reduced. Okay. And then of course, our Necromancer. I thought there will be some changes on the minion, like their AI. So basically, now the minions are now resummoned when the Necromancer is resurrected. I mean, this is still good because sometimes when we die, right? For example, when we die on the pit and then we leave, and then when we go back, so we don't have any of our minions. So this is a good update that when we go back in the game or when we go back again to the dungeon, all of our minions are resummoned when we are resurrected. And then skills, Blight, increase in Blight. This is good. Supernatural Blight. Now, the Supernatural Blight is increasing our damage, us and our minions. Okay? The thing with this Blight, and if you're playing the minion, your minions are already getting the 20% increased damage. If our Necromancer is also stepping, if also inside of the defiled area of the Blight, so we get an increased damage as well. That damage is increased to us, that also being transferred to the minions. So now they are reworking this, that it is only increasing, which is now by half, only by 10%, but only increasing the shadow damage to the enemies within Blight. It is still good if you're playing the Blight, like the shadow damage skills, the shadow damage dealing skills, or the corruption damage dealing skills, your shadow mages, even your skeleton warriors, when you transform them into when you use this aphotic aspect, that they now have this shadow aura, and now this new chaos, new seasonal mechanic that your skeletal warriors can cast the reap. So I think that will apply as well. But Those builds, like for example, when I play the Bloodlands, I'm casting the Blight, or other skill that using the Blight to increase your damage. If that skill is not a shadow damage dealing skill, then it's not going to work anymore. So again, Bloodlands, they increase it, but it's not enough. For me, this is not enough. There should be like a glyph, a paragon board that really scale the damage of the physical builds, including the blood skills, and besides the bone skills. Same thing, blood surge. This is not enough. Sever, I believe this is fine. Corpse explosion, the damage increased to 25%. So this is also good. So it's time for some corpse explosion next season. I have to once the final patch notes is posted, probably in a month, 4 weeks or 5 weeks from now. So I think 4 to 5 weeks after the PTR ended, so we can I think season 10 is going to be live, and we'll be getting a few days before that the final patch notes for season 10. So by the time then, I will start updating my corpse explosion build. I have two versions. One is the pure crit, and the pure not pure. One is the crit base, and then one is the corruption damage base. Okay. Then aspect of the Great Feast. This is, I would say, a buff and a nerf at the same time. They buff the damage by 5%. However, they have increased the essence drain per second from 1 to 2. Basically, it's twice the essence drain now. So if you have now, give me a second, per minion, before and from, give me a second. Essence drain increased from 1 to 2 per second per minion. So now 2 seconds per minion. So if you have, say if you have the golem, including the golem, so you have 12 times 2, so it's now 24 essence per second. That's a big drain. Same thing if you have no minions from 7, now it will drain you for 14. Though it increased also up to 55%, an additional 5%. So it's like you win, you lose at the same time. Then Bloodseeker. Boy, they have, I don't know why they have reduced the power of the Bloodseeker, considering that I don't think that it is that powerful. The Bloodlands is that powerful for them to reduce this Bloodseeker right away. And then the Reaping Lotus, the sever damage now increased by an additional 20%. So that's a big boost. And now the aspect of Fell Gluttony now also increases your golem's damage by 20 to 40%. This is also good because on top of the flat damage, it's now increasing your damage, the damage your golem further, up to 40%. This is good. So at least the golem can now catch up with the power of the archmages. And then the Cadaver's aspect, from before, it only increases the core and ultimate. Now, when you consume the corpse, it really now increases your damage, I think, overall. Like, there's no more condition of the damage increase, not just for the core and ultimate, like everything. So now, you can also use this for your, maybe if you still have the slot for using the corpse explosion build. Right? Because of this, the previous condition is the buff is only to the core and ultimate, and our corpse explosion is a corpse or a profane, so it's not benefiting from this Cadaver's aspect, considering that corpse explosion is basically by consuming corpse. Paragon board. So now they change it. Instead of scaling with your intelligence that raises your chance to make it a triple damage, to have an additional triple damage up to 71% at maximum 2000 intelligence, now it's only 20% chance. It's still fine. I think it's still fine. This is still fine. And then, now they're slowly increasing and buffing the bone skills now. Now, the bone graph Paragon board is, especially this bone graph legendary node, this is the legendary node for um, the bone skills. So now they have increased the multiplier damage by 100%, meaning twice, from 20 to 40%. Though it increases your essence only by 10, but I think it's still enough. So again, there's also an update for the rogue. I think you have also some buffs and nerfs there. Same thing with the sorcerer. Same thing with, I think, the Spiritborn was on the previous page. And then loot rewards, overall unique items drops has been increased across all difficulty levels. Whispers no longer drop magic and rare. Reward quality and health has been increased in torment difficulties, nightmare dungeons. So slightly reduce the specific gem fragment heraldic reserve. I think they are nerfing the chance that those specific, those are the rarity of the gem, the heraldic gem reserve. Inferno Horde, so they are also increasing. Material chests and gold chests no longer suffer diminishing returns. And then greater chest of materials now cost 400 ether. Up to from 200. This is the greater spoils, the one that drops the scroll of restoration along with those other items, but it also rewards obdicites and gold in addition to gear. I mean, it's still good, but I wonder how much gold and obdicite that it yields at additional 200. Because I already have a calculator how much is approximately that you'll be getting the gold in terms of your burning ether. So we will check whether if this is the rewards of the obdicite and gold is really being compensated by the increase of that ether. Unique items and legendary aspects that were primarily found in Inferno Horde chests are now moving to the lair bosses. So that's okay. So lair bosses pool is now split among these bosses. So they have also changes, some pool rewards, and from what I have understand here, like I think Hand of Nuz is still here, Blood Moon Breaches. I think Andariel doesn't have the Hand of Nuz, but still has the Blood Moon Breaches, but the Harbinger doesn't have the Blood Moon Breaches, but has the Hand of Nuz. Okay. I think the reason for this so that the pool of the uniques are evenly spread across the lair bosses so that you have the high chance to get the specific item that you need for your build. Then Grigwar, I think they added the Mortar Crooks there. I believe Mortar Crooks are dropping in Inferno Hordes only. For Shan, the Shard of Verathiel, I think this is also dropping at the Inferno Hordes. Be so nice. Uribar. Oh, by the way, there's something that I noticed here. Can I go back real quick on the Necromancer Chaos item? Sorry, I'm just gonna go over real quick. I don't know if this is a mistake. So it says here that this is the Necromancer Chaos item. These are the uniques that will become Chaos item. I don't know if somebody have noticed this, Orphan Maker. I was wondering, what is this Orphan Maker? Is this a new item? And then upon checking what is that Orphan Maker, basically it's not ours. It is for the rogue. See? It is a new unique item, but somehow it is also here. So for some reason. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a typo error. Or maybe, hey, maybe there should be an item here. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, I think this is just a typo error that they accidentally added the orphan maker on the necromancer. I mean, either way, we cannot use a. This is a, I think, a crossbow, or a bow that we cannot use. But anyway, so I'm just gonna quickly go back on the again the lair bosses. So we're back here. So Orvar, miscellaneous. I think they're just making some changes. And then I saw this one. I don't know how much is going to affect. I'm not really using this affix, but I feel like for those who are using the lucky hit to restore, it is so nerfed that it will only restore like 7 to 10 primary resource, compared to like when you have this on the weapon. I think it could go up to like 60 to 90% resource on lucky hit. Probably it's the percentage primary resource gain is so potent that it's really, I would say, a reliable if you're really struggling on your essence. So yeah, escalating nightmares. So there are also some making some changes. Gameplay, druid, necromancer. I'm not too fully aware about the skeletal mages not scaling or not being considered as darkness, not getting a double benefit from the summon damage, and then fixing issue army of the dead couldn't hit the scourge of the land boss. Is this the? I wonder if this is the bug that I had. I wonder if I was playing that Army of the Dead when I encountered the Scourge of the Land. It's like I'm only scratching his skin. Like I'm not dealing that much damage to the Scourge of the Land for some reason. Probably there's really a bug going on with the Army of the Dead to the Scourge of the Land. But anyway, then general fix an issue where lucky hit affixes to apply bonus damage such as Azurat. User interface. Is there anything that really relates? Miscellaneous. Fix an issue where activities such as Infernal Hordes or Cross Undercity could be repeated without expending additional materials. Well, there you have it. So I'll be posting on the description box below for the link for the Season 10 PTR 2.4.0, which is going to be live on August 19th up to 26. So I believe 5 weeks after that PTR event, we will be expecting that Season 10 is going to be live. And I'm very excited on the new events, the new reworks, new events, new changes on the Inferno Hordes, and especially the new mechanic called the Chaos items that will now open a different variety and build variation for most of the classes. And I'm excited to play, and gonna do some testing also on the PTR, and I'm really hyped and excited for the next season for Diablo 4, which is I think they call it the season 10 Infernal Hordes Reborn. So yeah, again, if you like this video, please subscribe and click the notification bell so that you'll get updated on my next videos. And you can also catch me live on Twitch. I'll be posting my channel on the description box below. And again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Have a good one. Bye.